We have broken the Christmas Omni, and I have no intention of going back to that terrible tradition. So there won't be a Christmas omnibus. As somebody asked me in the hallway a little while ago, will there be many buses? We don't want any buses. We're not going to do any buses, okay?
Total dumpster fire. I think it's garbage. I think that it's shameful that people that celebrate Doge coming in, and yet we're going to vote for another $1 billion to be added to the deficit. And so it's ironic.
We decided, even though we don't normally like short-term stopgap funding measures, it made sense here. Instead of doing, Chuck Schumer and Biden spending for 2025, we pushed this decision into March. It'll be March 14th. So the feature there is that we'll have Republican-controlled Congress and Trump back in the White House, and we get to decide spending for 2025. So that was a good thing.
What was that you said about
wait, Kamala,
Donald Trump?
more like koala.
All right. What'd you say, Rachel?
So guys, what I'm saying is Donald Trump thinks he's a good guy, and then he thinks the military is important, and then that's for our country, and then he worships God, and everyone votes for him. Well, some people, and some people vote for Kamala. And Kamala, she's such a freaking idiot. Yeah, she's a big bag, and she's a Hitler, and then she thinks military is not important because she thinks the military sucks and an idiot. So she's making I don't know, some people going to the other school. And I think she's making the blacks and whites go to separate schools now. Yeah, that is true. Oh yeah. And if you vote for, so guys, if you vote for, and she wants slavery again. Yeah, and if you vote for Kamala Harris, you will be turned to a Democrat, and then you will hate babies, and you seem to want to kill them. Yeah. And that's not good. And you only want adults. And they will allow. So this is why you never ever vote for Kamala.
Well, thank God she didn't win.
Yep. Donald Trump win, baby.
That's right. Hey guys, what's up? Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. For those of you tuning in, maybe you've never tuned in before, we're getting a lot of viewers, a lot of visitors, as we're on different networks now. Hey, just wanted to say my disclosure here. For those of you that are watching, everything on this podcast is for information and education purposes only. I will not give investment advice on this podcast, so please do not take this as investment advice. Everything on this podcast should be taken as information and education purposes only. I am a licensed financial advisor, but that does not mean I'm giving financial advice. Now, with that being said, if you would like any type of investment advice on your retirement, give us a call at 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at cortezwm.com. I got a new website called greenmoneysolutions.com. You can pick your option on how much you want to secure your retirement on. Another great website, if you just want to download some information about our process, you can go to americafirstretirementplan.com. I also have a book that I'm giving away for anyone that gives us a call and request it after your phone appointment with us or Zoom meeting. I will personally send you a free copy of my book. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what's really going down. This Omnibus bill that is just coming out. Here, let me share my screen real quick, and then we're going to go to the charts. And it's going to be a shorter podcast today. I know people have to do Christmas shopping, and Christmas is right around the corner. So I want to make this short and sweet, as it is our mid-week podcast.
Meanwhile, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have a few more days to vote on a short-term spending bill. It will need to be approved this week to avoid a government shutdown right before the holidays. The continuing resolution has to be approved in both the House and the Senate by Friday at midnight. CBS News political reporter Torian Small is tracking those talks on Capitol Hill and joins me now. Torian, so what are some of the major issues holding back this continuing resolution?
Yeah, it's unclear if Democrats and Republicans see eye to eye on the level of spending. Speaker Mike Johnson has said that the goal is to push this deadline back, which, as we know, is midnight on Friday, to March. So into a new administration is when they're looking to kick the can down on any substantive spending changes. But we know that the Farm Bill, the 2018 Farm Bill, was a sticking point because Democrats and Republicans couldn't see eye to eye on reauthorization of that. So that's also a conversation of how much money they're spending toward reauthorizing agriculture appropriation. But then we also know hurricane relief is a huge issue as well. The Biden administration is asking for a number that Republicans don't see eye to eye on. This is, of course, after Hurricane Helene and Milton. So those are the conversations we're watching as we get closer to this Friday deadline. I should note, though, that Speaker Johnson said before Congress recessed over the weekend that Sunday was the date he was eyeing to release the text of this stopgap measure. We haven't seen that text yet.
So, Torian, let me ask you about FEMA and those hurricane-ravaged states that have been waiting for critical hurricane disaster relief. What's on the table, and will there be enough to fund the volume of those disaster relief loan requests?
Well, it's unclear just how much Republicans are looking to pare back. President Biden asked for Congress to appropriate $100 billion in funding, and Republicans have repeatedly said that that number is just not enough. They want to be thorough in investigating where exactly this money will go and how it will be utilized. But we know that there are some areas of Virginia, for example, that are still requesting quite a significant number of federal funds for their recovery cleanup efforts. So it's unclear if Republicans and Democrats will see eye to eye on that. But again, the deadline is this Friday, so they have to work quickly in order to get something done.
All right, Torian Small reporting from the Hill this morning for us. Thank you, Torian.
Anyways, guys, this is it, man. Like every single year, they decide to kick the can down the road. Every time during Christmas time or Q4, there's always this, hey, the government shut down, and it's this disgusting, toxic spending that the left has been doing for the past 8 years. It's biting them. And so what's going to happen is this is another threat to Trump. This is another threat to the conservative, is that we're going to inherit billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, actually, in debt. And it's going to be harder for our economy to get out of this. And so what this does, it actually pushes more taxation on you, the consumer, more taxation on your retirement. When you pull money out, they determine how much they get to pull out. 401ks, IRAs, simple IRAs. This is why I say, in my opinion, I can't prove it, but in my opinion, I can base my opinion on the evidence given. And the fact is that we're spending more money than we're getting. So yes, tariffs are going to help, but when you don't own your 401k and IRAs, and the government gets to determine how much they're going to tax you, you guys see the writing on the wall. You guys see the writing on the wall that, hey, this stuff is getting taxed at miserable rates. So if I pull up the tax charts, the historical tax charts, I bet you guys would not even comprehend this. So the historical marginal income tax rates in 1913, they were 7%. That was really cool. But in 1918, 1921, for the Great Depression, it was 73, 58 during 23. In 1924, it was 46%. Guys, I'm fast forwarding to 1941, 81, and 88%. 1944, 94%. 1945 to 63 is 91, 64, 70%, 77, and a 70 in the 80s, early 80s. And then when I was born, it was 50% tax. Then a 38 in the 87, 1998. 1988 in the 30s. And obviously in 01, we had 39%. And it's been hovering around that 39%. With the Trump tax, it did go down to 37. And we'll see if Trump reduces taxes again. But if you guys look at this chart, we've had 90% taxation in the past. And so all your 401ks and your IRAs, they're subject to these taxation numbers. This is not This is not a conspiracy, guys. This is actually real. These are real taxation numbers. And so when you put all your money in your 401k and your IRAs and you listen to your HR department, oh, yeah, we got this 4% or 5% match, 6% match of your annual salary. You're putting your money in those rates when you go pull it out. The government would rather have a bigger percentage of a bigger pie, right? So if you have $1 million in your 401k or IRA right now, tell me how much of that is going to be taxed. Tell me how much of that is going to last you for the rest of your life. Well, this is what you should hire us for, because we're going to basically create a plan for you. We're basically going to help reduce the taxation on it and also reduce the risk on your portfolio. Because at the end of the day, for those of you, a lot of the biggest problems is rich people don't want to lose money. And number two, they don't want to pay taxes. Wealthy people. These are very successful retirement planning clients of mine. That's the number two things that they want. They do not want to lose to the stock market, and they do not want to overpay in taxation. So we have solutions for you. You don't have to do this by your own. You don't have to be subject to the edicts of Wall Street and the taxation issues that are out there. Now, the Bible says, pay Caesar what Caesar is due. I'm not saying you should just sign up and not pay taxes. That's between you and God and your financial status. For those of you that are looking into never paying taxes, it is legal. I will say that. I will get the calls all the time. Should I do this one program? I'm not going to say any names. Should I do this? Should I not pay the taxes? If you have a system or a school or a program, investment club that's successfully done it, then go ahead and do it at your own risk. And I say the own risk, not that the government's going to step over, but the fact of the matter is that you need to show income. For me in the 40s, I don't want to do that because I have to show my income when I go get a bank loan, or if I buy another property or I leverage property, they want to see income statements. So you could walk away from your ever paying taxes if you're okay with the assets you have now, because you will never be able to get a car or finance anything. So you better have millions in the bank, self-insured, and never have to worry about using the bank, or just be comfortable where you're at and never get a mortgage, never get a car note, or fill out a student loan for your kids if you're going to go to get a loan for your kids' college. So those are the things you got to be careful for. But all of this is to say that they're going to raise taxes, guys. They're going to raise taxes. This is very easy. This is common sense. So what I would do is call your current CPA, call your current financial advisor and say, what are we doing for the unknown taxes? Ask them that question. And if you're continuing to fund your 401k because you're getting the tax break now, do you want a tax break now, or do you want to lose half your retirement when you get older? That is a decision that you have to make, because at the end of the day, the 401ks, the IRAs, they are manipulated by the taxation. And you see all of this this media talking about government shutdowns. At the end of the day, and these policies during COVID, these bills, these bailout bills that they've had, guys, all that means is they're going to tax you more. That's all that means. And this Luciferian agenda that we have, we are funding this thing, man. We are funding this thing and we don't even know it. So it's important. It's important to get your house in order. It's important to do something and not just sit as you go into 2025. Now, the good news is that Trump, he is going to be pro-business, pro-America. And so wages will actually pick up. As inflation picks up, wages will pick up. I don't think inflation is going to cool. I think it will take years for inflation to cool down from all the nonsense that we got into, hiring Biden and fraudulently electing Biden into the White House and these policies to destroy America. I think it's going to take more than 4 years, and they're going to try to block all his proposals, and it'll be an uphill battle. However, one thing for sure is that he's going to attack the tariffs. He's going to attack the BRICS. And this is what I said, the BRICS aren't going to work out. You remember I told you guys that 2 years ago and I got laughed at? Now China wants to play ball. China says we're going to contribute 100 or, I don't know how many billions of dollars back towards America and to 100,000 jobs. They're already bowing down, and Trump's not even in. So it's going to happen. And China is the flagship product of the BRICS. China is the main event of all BRICS. If you don't have China, you don't have BRICS. Russia and Putin can do his own thing. But I'm telling you right now, Trump is not playing any games, y'all. He is not playing any games. He's going there and he's going to start whacking off the heads real quick. And he is pro-America. So there's actually some people that had left America, some Republicans, some conservatives that actually left America and they're in Mexico. And they have they don't even speak English in the hills of Mexico and in this part of Mexico. And I was talking with a client actually, and she's over there and they don't even want to leave. But now that Trump's back in, they want to go back to their home states because the cost of goods are so cheap over there that they're enjoying the life over there. But what's happening is the liberals are now moving to this city, and because Trump is getting in, and it's funny because the conservatives want to come back to the homeland for those that have left. So just be on the lookout for that. I just thought that was pretty funny. Talking to a client of mine that left America to go to Mexico because the cost of goods are 20. They get 20 pesos to the dollar or whatever the exchange rate was. Pretty amazing how this all works out. However, going to the charts real quick, for those of you that just care about the charts, let's go there. So here is Tesla. Now with Tesla kind of being the forefront of technology these days, it is actually a really good time to see the growth that it's happening. So I got a blue box here. Basically, this blue box means that we'll probably get a buy signal somewhere here, but it is taking off. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing that full green mode here, complete momentum going up. And it is kind of mirroring Bitcoin, actually. So Tesla's doing well. If you like a little more risky play, there is TSLL, which I'm personally in right now. So we have TSLL, which is ×2 Tesla. So the risk here, guys, if it goes up 10, this would actually go up 20 Tesla. If it goes down 10, you would lose 20%. So it's very, very volatile. It does mirror Tesla. And we have the ability to make money off of Tesla through a leveraged product. So you have short-term, mid-term, long-term growth here. A blue box, meaning the 200-day moving average is crossing over to 50-day moving average. And we're having a explosive growth here. Honestly, it could go, price target could be at 50 if you're looking to buy this trade. It is pretty evident that it will go past 50. And then you may want to take some profit off the table, and once it hits 60, I would sell. But yeah, this is a short-term trade, guys, maybe a month or two. Nothing long-term, even though you could hold TSL long-term. For those of you that are in TMF with me, let's look at that. Remember I told you that this could go down to 40 because of the rates are actually going up, even though they're trying to cool them off. Yeah, so this is probably going to go down even further, maybe even to, let's call it, maybe it's even 35. Like, this is not looking good. The stock's going down, the CTF's going down, but a really good price point if it does go down to 35, because I'm a big fan, because if interest rates have to go down and this will go up. the price of those treasuries will go up. So this is more becoming a long-term hold. This is becoming a very long-term hold, maybe a good year. But once this hits, man, this would be a 10 times, 20 times X your investment. Obviously, past performance is not indicative of future results, and I can't guarantee this. This is just education purposes only. Do not invest in TMF if you cannot lose anything, because this is a risk trade. This is 3 times TLT, 3 times the treasury yield, the price of the 20-year treasury. But I do like this going down to a little further, and it'll be a great buy, a good reversal, so to speak. Also, I want to look at the dollar. For those of you that say, oh, yeah, the dollar's weakening. The dollar's weakening. You hear that all the time, especially from the guys selling gold. The dollar is weakening. The dollar is crashing. Is it really crashing? Show me in the charts where it's crashing. Please show me, because I'm tired of all the hype. I actually got a blue box here, and I told you guys the dollar is going to get strong, and this looks like Tesla. It's blue. It's skyrocketing. This thing is going up. There's no stopping this American dollar right now. I told you guys the BRICS are going to fail. And once we get a conservative in there, they're going to slap these nuggets around. And that's exactly what's happening. People are buying back into the dollar again. So there's so much momentum, short-term, mid-term, long-term. So this is going to bring the cost of gold down. This is going to bring the cost of precious metals down. Remember I told you like 4 months ago, gold is going to come down because the dollar will go back up. Well, I told you to take some profits. And if, maybe you don't listen to me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like talking nonsense. I can show people the charts. I can lead them to the water, but it's up to you. It's up to you to pick up the phone and give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at cortezwm.com. The dollar is increasing. And I said, if you have gold or silver, now will be a time to sell half of it. The other half, just leave it and let it ride. Secure your profit, because gold is nothing but a trade, guys. That's all it is. And anyways, the dollar is going up. And going back to the Qs, love the Qs right now. Holy smokes, this thing is smoking. Smoking. The NASDAQ is smoking. Why? It's technology based. We got a buy signal. A blue box tells us to buy back in June, and it's been going up, 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 and up. Now, for those of you that want to make some money and you want to hold this sucker for a little bit, you could buy the leverage TQQQ, which is double the NASDAQ. And when I got my signal back in September, it was around $36. Now this puppy's hitting over 81, I believe. It's massive. Actually, let me pull it up my other chart. Yeah, so we have a gold cross here. And this is looking like a really healthy chart, guys. Should hit 100. It's 86. Should hit 100 within the next few months here. This thing is just cooking. There's momentum is popping. Everything's looking good. There is a little bit of weakening here, but I really feel that we can be extremely bullish on this. So, yep, NASDAQ is performing really high. For those of you that want a guarantee on your money, I could get you a new product that just been announced with an A-rated carrier. We can get 120% of the QQQ index, and we can legit project, from a projection standpoint, double your money within 4 to 5 years in a safe money bucket where you never ever lose a penny. The only thing that you have access to is 10% a year. They're typically 10-year contracts, but we have access to the triple Qs, and we're making 120% of it. You keep all the gains. By the way, have you seen the returns on the QQQs? They're over 20 and 30% years, guys. Compounding and compounding, compounding. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up. So here is the actual charts of the QQQ. So 2024, 34%. Last year was 43. The Magnificent Seven drug it out. 2022 was a bad year, negative 30. 21, 43 in 2020, 35. They lost less than 4% in 2019. 2017, it did over 28%. So imagine getting all of these returns with no red. You just get a 0 on every red. And you can count on 2 hands over the past 50 years, it's done negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So maybe if you had 7 fingers on each hand, 14 times out of the past 50 years, this thing has gone up. Doesn't go up every year. Obviously, there's no guarantee, but what there is a guarantee is that the interest that you can make over 100% of these gains, all of it, and get to keep it. So we have this ability right now. All you got to do is give us a call to make sure it's a right fit for you, because we can grow the asset. We can not fund and be victim of the Wall Street manipulation that's out there. They're going to crash their markets with this high inflation, with this taxation, the government shutdown. Trump is inheriting a lot of things. So we want to protect your money into 2025, going into a lot of the false flag events that's going to be happening, everything that are going to be thrown at him. I believe America will overcome all this. We have no choice. We better believe it. But all you got to do is just give us a call. We want to help you. And there's a lot of things that we can bring to the table. But thanks be to God, who always leads us into triumph in Christ. You know, God wants us to be successful. He wants us to acknowledge him and to love him. And so when we're able to love God, he blesses us with knowledge, and he allows us to triumph. And so that is my prayer for you guys, is to love the cross more than you love yourself, so that God can open up his playbook for you, that he can open up his blessings that you can't even contain it. So anyways, that's my quick little verse in 2 Corinthians. Guys, if I don't talk with you before Christmas, have a blessed Christmas. I hope that your children experience all that they want. Obviously, it's not about the gifts, but it's about spending time with your family, acknowledging that even though we don't know Jesus' birthday, we are celebrating it that day. But yes, let it be a warm Christmas for you guys. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe our Rumble channel at Scriptures and Wall Street on Rumble. That would help me out a ton if you've been watching for a while. And love you all, and I look forward to speaking with all you guys. Don't forget to email me at info@cortezwm.com if there's a stock, or if there's a ETF you want me to look at and analyze, or if you have any questions, I'll bring it up to the next podcast and talk about it. info@cortezwm.com. I'm out of here, guys. God bless.